All right. Welcome to Table Talk and Drinks, episode 3, where we drink adult beverages, talk about tabletop RPGs. We'll talk about rules that you may or may not know, one-shot ideas, campaign ideas, character ideas, and whatever else may come to mind. I am your host, David Mode, and tonight I am joined with...
Corey.
All right. And tonight... So we were supposed to talk about Shadow Dark this week, but we changed course, and last week we got pretty in depth on Mythcraft, and I think Mythcraft needed another episode.
Yeah.
So we're gonna go into Mythcraft again tonight. Sorry if anybody was here to talk about listen to Shadow Dark. We'll go into Shadow Dark next week, and then maybe after that we'll talk about Avatar. Avatar's TTRPG. I don't own it. Corey does.
Haven't played it yet.
We'll look into that, and we'll give some different things for it.
Maybe we can play it next time.
Well, we might be able to play.
Try it out. I've never opened it.
Do a live on it and check it out. I do need to check our audio and make sure everything is working properly. We'll look into that, and we'll give. Okay. Sorry about that. We had technical difficulties last time, so I wanted to make sure that we weren't 8 minutes in and had technical difficulties again.
Yeah, because that was fun.
Yeah. So Mythcraft just came out with their phase 2 of playtesting, and it has fucking everything. I'm talking. Like, they've got levels 1 through 30 now.
Oh, that's good.
They've got all of their talent stacks hashed out. I think they've got even, if they don't have all of their spells, they've got most of their spells up. Let's just move this over to this screen real quick. Pop that up. Sorry if I'm looking at the wrong screen while we're doing this. Unable to load. We'll reload this. I've got... Mythcraft loaded on my main screen, and I've got my Streamlabs on my my secondary. But yeah, some of the things like we went into all kinds of things. What was that, 2 weeks ago now? I was on vacation last week on Mythcraft, and I mean we had some really good discussions. Was there anything that we didn't cover in that first episode that maybe you wanted to go over?
No, I like the fact that they opened up more of the spells and everything like that was really good. Like, that's what we were just looking at right there, right?
Yeah, I'm on... I've got their Google Drive opened. I am classified as a founder. I bought in early on their backer kit. And if you haven't bought in yet, I will put the link in the description on this video. And if I haven't already, let me double check. No, I do not have it in there. I'm going to drop it in chat real quick. If you go to mythcraftrpg.com, that'll take you to the Kickstarter, I believe, and you should be able to get to their backer kit. If not, let me drop one more in. Let's see. Sorry, shared with me. Here we go.
And like we said last time too, if you're into tabletop games at all like this, go check these guys out. This game is actually pretty fun. For the last time that I played it was it took a second to get into because obviously you're learning new rules and all that stuff, but also it's very fun. Once you get into it, it's very understandable. The point system really works. Other than that, like, it's still a really fun game to just kind of go with and kind of have like an imagination of just going with it. It's really cool. It's really fun.
Okay, and I did just drop their backer kit into the description, so you can go and check that out. Click on it. I believe it's not too late. You should still be able to... you should still be able to back it before the game is released. I still think they're counting on January or February of next year for a full release.
Are they gonna have little? I wasn't sure to find it. Are they gonna have like little figurines and stuff like that too, or
So
or is it you can just use the same figurines as like for D&D?
you just use your same minis as you do
Okay.
on D&D. They had a mini kit, I think, that was part of the stretch goals, and they didn't reach it.
Oh, okay, cool.
So I've got some different things written down here that I would like to go over that I found in the new version. I'm sure part of it was in the other version, but it's a huge book. I think so far in the core rule book there's like 500 pages in the core rule book, and that has no monsters in it. Hey, Lotimus.
Wow. What's up, dude?
They've got the monster compendium. I'm not sure. I have not opened the book yet, but it has. I don't know if it's complete, but it's pretty big.
I know I'm learning more about the game and all that stuff too, and learning more about this as we go because obviously he has access to it. I haven't got full access to it yet, but I'm definitely gonna be looking into it because that's pretty cool. I like it. It's a fun game though. I really do like it.
So let's get down to the dirty and going over some rules. Come on, shit! My Google Drive is not working properly right now. It's not giving me page numbers. It's a massive Google Doc. And I don't have it downloaded on my phone yet, so I can't just pull it up real quick. Come on, give me page numbers. I had this open and I was hoping it would load everything, and it didn't. Good old technical difficulties, right? Sorry. Let's see. Control F. Let's see if we can just find it real quick. Okay, sorry. Let's try this again. We don't need Twitter open. What if I just download it? We're gonna find out. Sorry, I probably should have had this ready. Oh, I thought I did have it ready, to be fair. But that's what I get for thinking. Did it not download? Come on, computer. Download. Converting to Word. I don't want you to convert to Word. Sorry. Okay. We've updated. I don't care. Sorry, I'm importing it over to a PDF to see if I can get it to open that way. But last week, so we talked about talent, or not talent. We talked about action points. We talked about reaction points. We talked about spell points. I made a comment. You know, maybe it should have been called myth points instead of Mythcraft.
You did. Yep.
Yeah.
I remember.
All right, there we go. Let's see if this works. Control F. Now let's type in other expenses. Go. I know it's a big fucking pay. All right, let's just go down. That's not going to work. We are going to scroll all the way down to page 391, guys. 391. Oh, we're at 32.
It's a really big book.
290. 373. Hey, we're getting closer. All right. So, 382. All right. So, page 391 in the Mythcraft core rule book. One thing that I really liked was there's a little blurb in there that says other expenses. When calculating the cost of an item or service not listed in the charts above, assume that it is approximately 10% its real world cost in US dollars, or about 130% its shilling cost in 10th century Europe. Either way, that will result in an approximate silver coin cost for the item or service. And I really liked that they added that in there because, if you've got a table like we do, you've got people like, oh, I want to buy this fucking pile of dirt. And you're looking through the manual and you're like, there's no fucking pile of dirt in here. How much is this going to cost? Nobody wants to buy a pile of dirt unless you're David Lott. But I really like that. So it gives you a way to figure out the cost of something without without them having to make tables upon tables upon tables of stuff.
Yeah, exactly. And you do know with you saying that he would do that.
He's gonna fucking do it.
Yeah, he is gonna do it. He will do it, and hopefully we get it on film because I'm pretty sure, and he will correct me if I'm wrong. He'll probably come off and be like, "Look, I have a draw," and he'll do that.
Oh yeah, he'll definitely correct you
all the time.
Love you, boo boo.
Love you, bro.
All right, so another one, encumbrance. This one was kind of cool. An adventurer can carry the following gear on their person unless they have an ability that says otherwise. Note that this system is intended to prioritize ease of gameplay over realism. So you've got one pack with personal belongings, mundane items, and adventuring gear. Up to 2 tool sets or kits, 1 full set of armor, up to three weapons without the light tag. 3. Fuck you, barbarians, and your 27 fucking spears. And then 1 unwieldy item. So
really cool.
I was reading if you're carrying your armor, if it's like plate mail or scale mail or something like that, it's classified as an unwieldy item.
Well, because you're not wielding it.
Because you don't have it on. So if you're just carrying it, it's an unwieldy item.
Oh.
Which makes sense.
That is pretty cool.
And then gear inside the adventurer's pack, such as rope, torches, rations, and so on, are not strictly tracked for their weight. If you have any items that exceed the limits above, you must have a beast of burden, cart, hireling, or some other way to transport them long distances. And you must set down any items that are causing encumbrance before equipping a weapon or shield.
So what I'm hearing from that moment is you need to hire a servant.
Or have a cart, have a donkey, have a horse, have a lion, have a fucking dragon carrying your shit for you.
That's actually pretty cool. I wouldn't mind that. Dude, that's kind of taking you back to medieval times.
I thought it was pretty cool.
Because knights didn't carry everything.
No.
They always had a squire.
A squire.
So you can have a squire.
Yeah.
It's
true.
Go. Name him Fred. Why not?
Fred. Hi, my name is Fred.
Don't talk exactly like that. He won't hold the door.
And then, so on page 392, this one was really cool. So magic items. In Ansera is the name of the world that Mythcraft takes place in. Some items are inherently magical and require some of the bearer's essence or their life energy to work. By default, an adventurer has 100 essence points. An adventurer cannot equip items whose sum essence cost exceeds this limit. So I feel like that kind of takes instead of like having your 3 slots to where you can attune to something.
Yeah.
You can essentially attune to fucking 10 things as long as their essence cost isn't more than 100. Or, you know, you got this fucking rare legendary cleaver from fucking Meat Cleaver of Meat Town, and it's 100 fucking essence points, you know. You're ditching your magical armor, you're ditching your hood, you're ditching your boots, you got a fucking cleaver.
It's fair. Yeah, in a weird way, dude, that makes it sound like it's back to the point system again.
It's all about them points. 100 essence points.
That's all I'm hearing is points
myth
again.
Points for the win.
You weren't wrong, so.
And yeah, shit, you know, drop us some comments, you know, see if there's something, you know, you want us to cover. And you know, we can check it out. I've got the core rulebook currently open. Right now I'm going to go to page 405 for critical hits. This one, I really liked the way they wrote this. So we are at page 400, 401, 402, 403.
So we're hitting a bunch of these key areas that we're going to right now, and we're reading them from the rulebook, like he was saying, so we can give you best information that they give us, so we can give it to you.
Yeah, and I mean, if you don't have access to the core rulebook, you have to go in, go onto their backer kit, go onto their Kickstarter. It'll take you to their backer kit, and fund. Get in early to the funding, which will get you onto their Mythcraft Discord. We'll get you into all of their air logs, all of their change logs. You can make different like you can help with the play testing of it.
Yeah.
And it gives you access to all of these books early. Hey, Patty, thanks for being live from D's. Ooh, get me a Pepsi while you're there. So yeah, if you get in on their backer kit, you can get all of this information and, you know, read it. It's fucking 600 pages, plus some more pages. It's not complete yet. This is all playtesting material. 100% not complete playtest material. So they're critical hits in Mythcraft. So D&D, you roll a D20. You roll your dice twice for an attack.
Yeah.
Right? They do have the optional rule. I don't know if it's an actual optional rule or if it's a homebrew rule where you can max your damage on your first dice and then roll the second dice. The way Mythcraft does it, the way its rules as written, so raw, is on a critical hit, so a D20. Gonna get curly cheese fries. Yummy. Sorry. So on a critical hit, so on a natty 20, you get max damage. So your first die, say it's a D12, you've got a +4, whatever. Hey Alexis, thanks for being live. So you say you got a D12 for your hit die, you get a 12 plus all of your proficiencies that you have.
Yeah.
And then the other thing that they add in, you can add your luck.
Oh, that's pretty cool.
So whatever your luck score is. So right here it says, when dealing critical damage, maximize the amount of damage that you would normally do, including any modifiers, and then roll your damage dice a second time. So then you get a roll the second time.
That's pretty cool.
Furthermore, you add your luck score to your damage total. When you deal critical damage. So if you build a fucking luck caster, you know,
in a weird way, you're gonna be a god.
You're gonna do really good fucking damage.
That's actually really good. I like that. Also, to let you guys know too, the reason why he's looking at me most of the time is because, obviously, like I said a minute ago, I don't have access to this. So what he's reading, I'm looking at, but also he's explaining it to me because I'm still new to it. So,
critical hits. So in Mythcraft, natural 20 is a critical hit, right?
Yeah.
A natural 1 is a critical fail, always.
Yeah.
No matter what your modifier is.
That's across the board on anything.
A 1 is a fail. A 20 is a pass. No matter what. So let's say a dude's armor rating is a 25, but you've only got a +4. So you roll a natural 20 and you get 24, but his armor rating is a 25. You still hit.
So you still hit, but it doesn't do a lot of damage.
It's still going to do that max damage. Because you rolled a natural 20.
Oh.
Like, the shit thing is you cannot hit this guy unless you roll a natural 20. So maybe you shouldn't be facing him.
Yeah.
But that's what it does.
Oh, that's pretty cool. I like that. That's pretty cool.
This is another one. So it's also on page 405 and it's on page 406. Massive damage. Sometimes brutal amounts of damage can devastate you in a single strike. If you take enough damage that you would reach negative HP equal to your maximum HP, you gain 4 death points. So in D&D, if you double your max, you're dead. So say you've got 10, you take 20 damage, you're dead. In Mythcraft, obviously you don't die until you get through your 8 or 9 if you're a cat death points. So that would cut you in half on your death points. That puts you at 4 immediately. So you're still not down. You're hurt. Oh, you're hurting like a motherfucker. But you're not dead.
Why do I feel like a lot of people are going to try to be a cat?
I feel like there's going to be cat parties.
There's going to be
galore.
No funny jokes intended there. Just
sorry, that one was just on page 405. I've got one on 406. It's called, so it's a maneuver. They've got all these different maneuvers that you can do based off of what AP you're willing to spend. They've got dodge, drop prone, grapple, hide, shove, stand, trip. They all take a different amount of AP. Dropping prone is 0 AP, for example. Then they have advanced maneuvers. And one of the advanced maneuvers that I really liked, so there's disarm, but the one I liked is exploit. So it doesn't have an AP cost. And I don't know if that's an error. I'll have to check in the Discord. But exploit says,
when a creature within your melee weapon's reach does one of the following actions, you may spend AP to make an attack against the creature immediately. Oh, that's pretty cool. The amount of AP that you must spend equals the normal AP you would spend to make an attack with that weapon on your turn.
That's why it's XAP.
Okay. You can exploit when a creature moves out of your melee weapon's reach. Ministers potion, drinking it themselves, or feeding it to another creature. Makes a ranged attack while within your melee weapon's reach. Also, if they try to shoot you with an arrow...
They try to shoot your buddy with an arrow. You can attack them.
Oh, hell yeah. There's going to be a lot of teamwork going
It's kind of like... So you get your attack of opportunities in Dungeons and Dragons.
Yeah.
When they leave your melee range. So this adds on to it. So if they move out of your melee weapon's reach, you can attack of opportunity, essentially. If they pop a potion, bro, you can attack them. If their dying friend is on the ground and they pop him a potion, you can fucking attack him.
There's constant battle going on in this.
Yeah.
I like that. That's actually pretty cool.
Like, that is awesome. And as long as you have the AP, because you're doing it as a reaction, essentially.
Yeah.
If you don't have the AP, obviously you can't do it. But
Which I do like the part right here where it says you can exploit when a creature moves out of your melee weapon's reach.
Mm-hmm.
So that's pretty much like D&D is when
that's your attack of opportunity.
Yeah, when they're withdrawing, you automatically have that. That's cool that they have that. But like you said, when they're drinking a potion or giving it to an ally,
or they turn their side to you and pop an arrow off at your buddy down the street, you're like, "Fuck you, dog!" Boom,
bro. You can fight them this way, or this way.
Yeah,
like either way, you can fight them. Like, there's gonna be a lot of carnage.
So in their maneuvers, they do list AP. So dodging is 2 action points. You gain +2 to your AR, your armor rating, and physical defenses until the start of your next turn. Drop prone, you're prone. That's what it is. It doesn't cost you anything. Grapple for 2 AP. You can hide for 1 AP. Shove for 2 AP. Stand from being prone for 1 AP. Or you can try to trip them for 2 AP. You make an attack against a creature using your strength and targeting their reflexes. If you hit, the creature falls prone. And I'm fairly positive that these do exist in Dungeons and Dragons, but nobody fucking uses them.
No one tries to trip.
Nobody.
A kobold. No one tries to trip goblin. No one tries to trip anything. It's usually you shoot them with an arrow, crossbow, hit them with your sword or your axe, or go in the full beast mode.
Well, and so in Dungeons and Dragons, I've used the dodge action. I've used the grapple. I've used hide. I've used stand. And that's it. And I know shove and trip are there. I don't drop prone might be there, but that's not something people generally want to do. They're like, oh no, if I drop prone, my meta brain is going to tell me that they're going to hit me with fucking advantage. Unless they're ranged.
Yeah. Well, and see, and you've done all that. I haven't. I'm more of I play as a fighter more.
Yeah.
But now I have like a barbarian, and I'm trying that out. Which actually, I'm a barbarian in our campaign that we're doing now.
Yeah, campaign runs on Sunday. Actually, we've got Icewind Dale coming up on Sunday. Should be going live around noon. Corey will be there. David Lott will be there. Derek Dalton will be there. We've got Brendan, Brock, Bree, and me. 7 people to listen to. Yeah. You don't just have to listen to David Mode. You don't have to just look at Corey Dutson.
I'm funny.
Looking.
It's fair. But yeah, no, and then I think in my other one that I'm doing with my family too is I am a dwarf for the first time.
You're a dwarf.
I'm a dwarf for the first time. Also with that too is I think I'm a paladin in that, if I remember right. I think I'm a paladin in that one.
Okay.
Which does not make a lot of sense because I'm still learning that.
All right.
But yeah, no, this game is really fun. You guys should try this one out, Mythcraft.
All right, and I've got one more thing written down on here.
Don't they have a pre-map too that they have right now?
They do have some. They have a couple like little pre-written. They're not really pre-written adventures, but they've got some maps, some tokens.
We did one on our first one, didn't we?
Yeah. All right.
Which was really cool.
So I'm going down to page 412 and 413.
Thanks, Maddie.
And this is called Goodwill. So this I know does exist in D&D. It exists specifically in the Icewind Dale campaign that I'm currently running. But I really like this because I like knowing that, you have a good or a bad reputation in a town. Mm-hmm. Based off of what you choose to do within that town, people are either going to like you or they're going to dislike you. Sometimes, based off of what you do, they're going to be straight neutral. If you killed the bandits that have been fucking up their farms for the last 6 weeks, they're probably going to love you. But if you joined the bandits and fucking pillaged and robbed everybody in town, they're going to hate you.
You're going to be the worst person on
and there's a lot of like D&D campaigns that, they just don't, they kind of hand wave that.
Okay.
And it is written into the core rules of Mythcraft. So the way it's written, so it says, in addition to fighting monsters and exploring wondrous locales, adventurers will need to maintain and cultivate their reputation in the various towns and cities that they frequent. Goodwill is a mechanic that tracks a community's sentiment towards an individual. Any action a party or player takes may generate positive or negative goodwill. Professions have a particularly strong effect on goodwill. Goodwill is tracked across several spheres of the community, roughly correlated to occupations: academic, aristocratic, layfolk, mercantile, militant, religious, underworld. Certain professions are written with this in mind and specify which spheres of the community you gain goodwill in. If your MC, your Mythcrafter, your Dungeon Master, your Game Master, wants to streamline this process, they can simply track goodwill per town or city, instead of tracking goodwill for individual community spheres
Oh, that's cool.
in each urban area. If they do this, then any feature that gives you a +1 goodwill in a particular sphere gives you a +1 in goodwill overall. It is tracked privately by your MC and can range anywhere from a scale of -20, which is villain, to a +20, which is hero. And they've got a little table to tell you.
-20 to, what was that? -20
to +20.
-15. You got, so you got villain, hated, disliked, neutral, liked, beloved, and hero. In a weird way, reading those right there, I don't know if you'll agree, or anyone else will agree. I don't know if you guys played it. Fable.
Okay, I can get
in a way of Fable, the video game. If you guys ever played that, it reminds me of Fable, because if you attacked citizens and the guards come at you, if you did it too much, they didn't like you. Kicking the chicken.
Kicking the chicken.
Like chicken. They didn't like you very much. But then if you help them wrangle their chicken in, or find their lost kid, which that game had a lot of lost kids, anything like that, you actually did a lot of things that it would do your, now I'm lost on that, your evil or your good.
Your balance.
Your balance of it. It will pick. And I mean, I had one that was all of them. It was a bad one, and then I restarted and did it evil, good, and pretty sure all of us did. But that makes me think of that, because villain, like right there, when I read it, it says you are hated and feared by the community. Community resources will be levied towards your arrest and destruction. So
destruction, dog.
Like literally, like come on. And then if you go all the way to good and you do hero, it says you are idolized by your community and can be virtually any good or service for free. Like, that's pretty cool. I like that. That's actually pretty cool that they're bringing into that concept. I don't want to be beloved.
You don't want to be beloved?
No. Citizens rejoice to see you, and you can always find friends and allies in town.
Woo!
I don't need to walk into a town and have some lady be like,
woo!
No, I'm good.
Every time you walk into an area, it's, woo!
Dude, it makes me think of the Wii when you throw the ball backwards. Okay? Like, I don't need that. Like, we've had that enough with the Wii. No one does that anymore. This, I like that, though. That's actually good.
Yeah, no, I really thought, and this is definitely going to be super crunchy for MCs and players alike. And if you don't have an MC or a DM or a GM that's that's willing to run the numbers, crunch the numbers, have spreadsheets after spreadsheets after spreadsheets. Hopefully we won't need the spreadsheets after spreadsheets after spreadsheets. But if we do, if you're an MC or a GM or a DM like me, you fucking love that shit. You thrive on it. I love all of the little nitpicky shit that, but if you're not, if you're not, up for that task, you might not want to be the MC. You might want to be a player.
Yes. I actually thought about that. I actually thought about doing a DM by myself on one campaign, and I've done that once. I've done it once. It was years ago, but I lost track. Like, I couldn't figure out how to do it again because you, like, dude, you're doing great because you're doing Mythcraft and you're doing D&D. So you got two different types, but also you got the rule book. I didn't. So there's step one.
So that's kind of what I have to talk about in the book tonight. I have an idea for a campaign, with especially since Mythcraft is brand new. It hasn't officially released yet.
Sorry, 1 second. Just responding real fast.
So it hasn't released yet. Most, if none of my players have read the entire core rulebook. I haven't read the entire core rulebook. I have read a good chunk of it, but I haven't read all of it. And I will be emceeing our first campaign. And the campaign that I'm kind of leaning towards, let me know in the comments if you think this is a good idea. I think it's a really good idea. If I get enough people that are like, dude, you're fucking stupid, don't do that, maybe I'll not do it. I probably still will, but maybe I won't. So I'm thinking of doing an isekai campaign.
That would be fun.
So, essentially, obviously this isn't going to get how it goes, but this might be how it goes. I'm going to be like, hey, Corey Dutson, what are you, it's Monday at 7:30 in the morning. What are you doing?
It's a Monday at 7:30.
It's Monday at 7:30 in the morning. What are you doing?
Wishing I wasn't at work.
Okay, we'll back it up a little bit. It's It's at 6:30 in the morning. What are you doing? What are you jumping on your motorcycle, getting ready to head to work?
Yeah, right. Actually, I'm on my way to work. Actually, at that time, yeah.
So, in the good old isekai fashion, here comes a white box truck. Boom!
Why are you in the box truck?
I'm not in the box truck. Here's a white box truck. Boom! Dead.
Or no, Lot would be in a box truck. But yeah, okay.
And
that'd be pretty cool.
Corey Dutson, you wake up in the world of Ansera. Not as yourself.
Okay, yeah, that would be pretty cool.
But as James McFucking Madden, I don't fucking know. And I thought
you were gonna say McFly, and I was like, Back to the Future.
You're a fucking nobleman's son, and you're 8 years old. You're super fucking loaded. You're super fucking rich. You've got all these servants and shit, but you have all of your memories
from what just happened. Oh.
So it kind of takes the metagaming out.
Making stuff.
It kind of takes the metagaming out because there's no metagaming in isekai because you know everything that you know, and if you haven't read the core rule book, then you don't know shit.
That would be fun. That would be a pretty fun game to see how everyone reacts to it. Like I would like that. Out of everyone, who do you think would backfire?
Dude, I think it would be fucking awesome. Like, obviously, things are going to change. These people are going to create their own characters.
Yeah.
But I think running it as an isekai and giving you your meta knowledge in-game, obviously if you're just like, oh, well, this is going to take me 6 spell points to perform this blah, 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 and you're speaking that out loud, the NPCs are going to be like, the fuck are you talking about? Spell points? We're going to put this dude in a fucking mental asylum.
Bro, that actually sounds really good right now. Like, I like that. That would be fun. That would be a lot of fun. Would you try to DM that?
Mm-hmm.
Or would you try to play it?
No, I would be the MC.
I feel like you would get jealous at some points though, because you would want to be a character.
I'll be the king.
All right, I can see that. Yep. We gotta do that now. We gotta do that game. I think it'd be fun. Let us know if you guys would like to see that.
Give us an idea of, like, you know, off the top of your head, what, Thanks, Patty. I think it sounds amazing, too.
It's because now she's thinking about, like, oh, what would my character be?
Off the top of your head, like, what would your character be? Like,
So,
who would you want to be summoned into the world of Ansera as?
So I'm me,
Mm-hmm.
like you were saying. I'm over to work. Get hit. Next thing I know, bam, done. I'm now in this other world. That now I'm this.
Mm-hmm.
Dude, I don't know. Like thinking about it, like it gives you so many different options. You know what? No, I would be Merlin's assistant.
Merlin's assistant.
Yeah, that would be different. I wouldn't choose Merlin because, I mean, yeah. But, I mean, you can be Merlin's assistant. You could be, or if, like, you're not even in medieval times, you're in a different area. So, I mean, who knows? The city drunk. Like, why not? You could be the city drunk and, like, know stuff, but everyone thinks you're stupid.
So you gotta think. You're getting reincarnated into another body. So you will start as a baby. Obviously, we're gonna skip that.
Oh, you're gonna become the city drunk. Like, that's bad.
And you might. Like, if you want to start in Ansera as a poor, fucking, you know, broken, you know, orphan.
Yeah.
You know, you were left on the fucking steps of the local magistrate's house.
That would be pretty cool.
And local magistrate's like, fuck this kid, and kicked you to the curb.
So yeah, you can choose if you want to be like a royalty, if you want to be poor, if you want to be a blacksmith, like good with blacksmithing. You can be good at all this different stuff. Like that's actually really good because it gives you a little bit more insight on other things. Like it'll give you perspective of what you can work towards.
Well, you can use Corey Dutson's knowledge.
Mm-hmm.
So, does Corey Dutson know how to blacksmith?
No.
Does Corey Dutson know how to fish?
In a way, yeah.
You know, maybe you're like, oh, I want to be a fucking fisherman's kid.
Fisherman, a butcher.
Yeah, I want to be a fucking butcher's kid.
Plumber. Well, I mean, if you're back in like medieval times, like plumbing is just digging a ditch. So, but I mean, you can really get into a lot of anything like that.
Mm-hmm.
So you can take your own knowledge and put it towards this other character, but you're learning more knowledge with this character.
Mm-hmm. So you have all of Corey Dutson's knowledge.
A lot of egos are gonna go real quick, and they're gonna jump into effect. But I like that. That actually sounds like a really fun game. We gotta try that out. See how it will go.
I think that shit will be awesome.
Let us know. We already got one person that thinks that it would sound really cool. I know that she's probably gonna ask me about it later and actually try to look up these rules and stuff. So, but yeah, no, it's actually sound. What would you do? That's the question. What would you do if you weren't DMing? Your perspective.
Honestly, I would want to be reincarnated into some kind of family that has to do with City Watch, King's Watch, some kind of guard.
Okay.
And grow up around nobility, not necessarily being nobility, but being able to train with nobility and around nobility. And grow up essentially as a militant.
So, in a small way, kind of like a Jon Snow type of character thing.
Yeah, I guess.
Okay. I can see that. I love how we're using references from other stuff because it helps explain this stuff.
Yeah.
I like that though. I didn't even think about that. That's actually a good way.
You know, and I mean maybe you do choose. Maybe you're Derek Dalton. You're just like, fuck. I want to. I'm calling you out, Derek. What are you gonna do about it? You know, maybe you're like, I want to be a fucking noble, son, and I'm gonna be a fucking witch or a mage or some kind of magic caster, and I'm gonna be a fucking Hondu. I'm gonna be a dog. They're dog people. And you're a fucking witch, and you're like, I'm fucking 4 years old. Yes, I'm taking this straight out of an anime. I'm 4 years old, and I can read these books, and I have all of this magic power, and sleep. I've got all this magic power. Let me blow the wall out of my fucking room. His parents are like, ah! And he's just like, they're like, how did you do that? And you're 4 years old. And he's like, I can read. Because you have all of your knowledge.
Yep, I can see Derek doing that.
Undead all day.
Yeah, I could see him doing that too. He would come back as an undead person and just be like, nope, don't need any more knowledge.
He's gonna go in as undead, and they're gonna be like, that guy the gods are gonna be like, that guy we resurrected 75 years ago? I wonder what happened to him. And Derek's just like, or the undead's just walking out of a cave one day. He's just like, oh, that was a pretty good nap, man. What year is it? And he looks around, and all of his friends are gone, and he's like, huh? And he's like, huh? And he figures out what year it is, and he's been asleep for 60 fucking years.
Okay.
And a pirate, of course.
Undead all day, and pirate. Okay, that's it. You're being an undead pirate.
It's gonna be an undead fucking pirate, because Derek has a one-track mind, and it's pirate. Yeah. But we love him anyway.
But yeah, no, that would be pretty cool. I think that would be a fun game.
I don't necessarily have any specific character ideas. That was my big campaign ideas. LOL, undead Jesus. No, you can't die and come back in 3 days.
It's already been done.
Let's see. One-shot ideas. Let's see. Do we have any one-shot ideas tonight?
One-shot ideas. Okay, so we did that. The whole...
I think that's a good campaign.
Coming back and having your knowledge.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. In the Mythcraft 2, it doesn't take effect in a specific time. Like, you can have it in a different time. So you can have...
so they've got...
Futuristic time.
They've got 4 eras. They've got 4 eons, is what they call it.
Okay.
They have the first eon, there's no magic. There is no magic at all in Eon 1. In Eon 2, which is what most of the book is written for, is a high fantasy, high magic. Eon 3 gets closer to nowadays, if I remember correctly. And then Eon 4 is futuristic space travel.
Yeah, see, because then you can do that one.
Pub crawls. Oh, Derek wants to talk about pub crawls. He's just going to have to talk about that when he shows up to Table Talk and Drinks.
He's going to have to talk.
Yeah.
So, yeah, because, I jumped in and started reading. So, but no, I agree with you on that one. That one would be pretty cool. Futuristic, though.
Futuristic. I'm thinking fucking a Halo style, bro.
Yeah, that's where my mind went with that. Would that change some of the rules, though?
I think that the main rules would stay the same. You would just change your location.
Okay.
And you would have to figure out spaceships and stuff like that, because even this is written for high fantasy, high magic. Mm-hmm. Middle Ages kind of thing.
Yeah. Well, and if we do a futuristic one, I'm putting this out there right now. Laudamus is not allowed to buy a jar of dirt. It does not exist in the future, okay?
Oh, it exists. And it's going to be...
expensive.
Expensive. Here, let me go up to the...
I just thought about that. It popped in my head, so I had to call him out for it.
Let me go up real quick, because that was another cool thing. Optional crafting rules. There is money. So everything that I've found, it's all in silver coin. So every one of the tables are listed in silver coin.
So what you're saying is inside this one, inside Mythcraft, there's no silver, platinum, gold, diamond, all that stuff, right?
There's what they call amber.
Okay.
Silver coin. Then the Q is corn. I don't know if I'm saying that right. It's QORN. Corn, maybe. And they are a small golden square tablets minted in the small city-state of Vel. So they're not very common. And then there's DC, which is diamond coin. So the way I was reading it, so silver coin and diamond coin are like the number 1 and number 2 used coins. Silver coin is for day-to-day activities. Diamond coin is for large purchases, like an estate, a house, a big cart, a fucking, really expensive weapon.
Why do I feel like someone's gonna buy a house? In our next campaign, they're gonna, not our next campaign, but possibly in our next little.
You can definitely buy a house.
They're gonna buy a house.
Or a merchant vessel is 30,000 silver coin.
Well, I mean, that's going to be good if we got to get across somewhere.
A galleon is 45,000 silver coin.
All right, group, if you're watching this, we are buying a galleon.
So 1 diamond coin is worth 1,000 silver coin. 10 corn and 100,000 amber. Amber, so from what I was reading, amber is only used... most nations in Ansera use silver coins as the default unit of currency. Diamond coins are also commonly used for high-cost transactions. Regulated silver coin and diamond coin are each a little under a ½ inch in diameter. Okay. Amber is a depreciated currency that was commonly used hundreds of years ago. Amber is traded only in the most remote regions of Ansera.
Okay. So that's pretty cool.
And then they've got, selling goods, generally selling used or pre-owned items that are in good repair will net 75% of the value, assuming the vendor has the coinage. Don't assume when you go into this town of 12 people that they have fucking 1,000 silver coin. Just don't assume it. He might have 100. He might have 150. He might have 10.
That would suck.
In most towns, you can find a fence or broker who will purchase any goods, including illegal ones, for 40% of their value. If this is not available, then you can hire a courier who will ferry the goods to a fence or a broker for 30% of the goods' original value. So the way my brain reads that, so if they're going to buy it for 40, you have to give the ferry 30. You're going to make 10% of the value of that item.
Okay. Yeah, I can see that.
Which is trash. So don't curry your shit. Just, fucking stab it into somebody and walk away.
Why not?
And there's services, so you can hire a messenger for 30 silver for long distance, a private secure message for 50, religious services for 10, scribe services for 10, training with an expert or master. I don't know why, but it's 67 silver coin. Going to seal everything. He's going to seal it all. He's not going to steal anything. He's going to seal it.
He's going to seal it. In his pocket.
Training with an expert or master is 67 silver coin. For some reason, that makes me furious that it's not a 5 or a 0.
It's true, though.
It makes me fucking furious that it's not a 5 or a 0. But we have reached our hour limit. Thanks for hanging out with us.
Yep.
Thanks for checking out Table Talk and Drinks. We will be doing this either next Friday or next Saturday around 7 p.m. Mountain Time. And next week we will be talking about Shadow Dark. If you don't know about Shadow Dark, it fucking raised like 1,300,000 on Mythcraft. Or not on Mythcraft, on fucking Kickstarter. Raised like 1.3.
I was letting you get to it.
It raised like 1.3 million on Kickstarter. It's a very rules light version of D&D. It's its own TTRPG, but it does use the official license of D&D. Thanks for hanging out. Give us a like, give us a follow, subscribe, check out what else we have. Again, my name is David Mode, and we're here with
Corey Dutson.
All right, guys, have a good night, and we'll catch you next week.